I I would please like to have that question answered. Let me ask first, are we on the record? Is there a court reporter present? Uh, Phyllis K. Webster, will you please recite your oath of office into the court of record?
Folks, buckle up. Today's adventure brings us face to face with a classic sovereign citizen in the wild, and trust me, this one's a doozy. Picture this, a guy clutching his $20 sovereign citizen handbook like it's some kind of sacred relic, eyes darting around like he's trying to crack a secret code. The best part? He keeps tripping over his own script, clearly having no clue what any of it actually means. Do these folks seriously believe their strategy will ever work? Spoiler alert, standing in a courtroom and shouting, "I don't answer to your laws," has a 100% failure rate. It's like watching someone argue with a GPS, recalculating your life choices. What do you all think? Should the court start handing out participation trophies for these performances? Let's dive in.
Because it looks like it's between Mr. DeBus and Mr. Cochran. Well, I can't call, yeah. Mr. DeBus, you want to start your video? Okay, we are back on the record in 2023 TR 2777, State of Kansas versus Anthony Edward DeBus, with Jared Regier for the state, Mr. DeBus in person, and with standby counsel Darren Patterson. Standby because my prior contacts with Mr. DeBus led me to believe that he, even though he wants to represent himself, there's much about the legal system that he doesn't know or understand and would need the benefit, or would certainly benefit, period, from Mr. Patterson's representation. So, Mr. DeBus, at this time, you want to talk to Mr. Patterson and take advantage of his knowledge and experience in the legal system concerning this no driver's license charge, registration, and insurance violations?
Let me ask first, are we on the record? Is there a court reporter present?
Is there a court reporter present? This hearing is live. It is being recorded. Is someone sitting here with their little fingers clicking across the keyboard? No.
So you're saying that this is not currently a court of record?
This is a court of record because this is being recorded, subject to transcription at any time.
Okay. I would ask for a copy of that transcription.
Well, when you file a written motion and pay the transcription fee, sir, that will be arranged.
Okay. And Phyllis K. Webster, will you please recite your oath of office into the court of record then today?
No, sir, I will not.
Why are you refusing to do so?
Let's move along.
I would please like to have that question answered. On another note, I am appearing specially, not generally, under threat of duress and further coercion by the State of Kansas Corporation.
This guy seems to be trying to act like he's got some kind of special insight, but honestly, it's hard to tell if he's pretending to be clueless or if he's just completely out of touch. My guess? It's probably a little bit of both. But, seriously, what's his deal with trying to make the judge repeat her oath? Does he actually think that's some kind of magical get-out-of-jail-free card? Spoiler alert, it's not. Judges swear an oath once when they're first appointed. They don't need to keep repeating it just because some guy off the street asks them to. What do you think this guy's goal is here? Because I can never wrap my head around it with these types. They walk into court, armed with some wild script, probably downloaded from YouTube, and expect the legal system to just bend to their will. None of the cases we've seen on this channel have ever had a positive outcome, so it's tough to understand what they think they're accomplishing. What's your take on all of this? Let's dive back in.
Take my oath when I was appointed and when I was elected subsequently. Now, what is it I can help you with today? Do you want a trial, a jury trial, or do you want to enter a plea today?
It seemed like last time we had court, you entered the plea for me.
I did, because you would not.
Okay.
But yet what you were saying suggested you wanted a trial, so I entered the not guilty plea and set it for trial. Somewhere along the line, you led me to believe you wanted a jury trial as opposed to a bench trial. Had I been making the decision, I probably would have said bench trial. But somewhere along the line, you've made comments to make me think you wanted a jury trial. Now, I have not seen, let me double check. I don't think, Mr. DeBoos, that you have filed any kind of demand or request or notice for jury trial. Have you?
I thought that was entered into the last court session.
Well, I don't think you filed any motion. You told me apparently you told me you wanted a jury trial, but you never followed through.
I thought that was a decision that we made as the court.
Well, you and I did not make a decision of any kind. Mr. Patterson, do you believe it's acceptable for him to just say he wants a jury trial?
Your Honor, pursuant to case law, because there are at least up to 1 year in the county jail possible, if it's ever consecutive, then case law would state that he has a right to a jury trial.
Agreed, but does he not need to put something in writing to that effect that he wants one? That was my question.
Because there's an absolute right to jury trial, he would not have to put it in writing. It would have to be specifically waived by him, Your Honor, and I don't think he's done a waiver.
Very well. Do you agree with that, Mr. Regier?
Your Honor, what I can say at this time is pursuant to KSA 6238 subsection B, quote, on any issuable trial by right by a jury, a party may demand a jury trial by serving the other parties with a written demand, which may be included in a pleading no later than 14 days after the last pleading directed to the issue is served, and found the demand in accordance with KSA 6205 and amendments thereto.
Mr. Patterson, in spite of that statutory language, do you think he needs to waive his right to jury trial? Did I hear that right?
Absolutely, Judge. Pursuant to case law, and I don't dispute the statute whatsoever, but there is certain case law that makes it a constitutional right to a jury trial if the sentence would be up to a year in the county jail, and in this case, consecutively, it could be up to a year, the longest possible maximum. So it would have to be waived by him, and he would not have to make anything in writing to receive that.
But you don't believe that case law overrules the statutory law, or do you?
This is a constitutional right we're talking about, Your Honor. It would trump the statute.
Okay. So, Mr. Patterson, when you say up to a year in the county jail, are you thinking if they were to be run concurrently, or I mean consecutively versus concurrently?
That would be the longest possible sentence.
It's honestly hilarious watching the judge just completely zone this guy out, focusing on the attorneys and acting like he doesn't even exist. Major props to her for not entertaining the nonsense. So many judges these days just let these sovereign citizens ramble on and dominate the courtroom, so it's honestly refreshing to see one step up and shut it down, especially with these Zoom court hearings. It's like sovereign citizens get this false sense of invincibility when they're sitting in their comfy office chairs, thinking they can debate the law like it's a game. If this was in person, I feel like they wouldn't act the same way. But on Zoom, they get bold, and it usually ends in a shouting match. That's why I've got mad respect for this judge. She's handling it like a pro, and that's not something you see every day. What do you think of her approach? It's rare to see a judge just completely ignore the defendant like this, but she's making it work. Let's dive back in.
Do you have your statutory site or your case law sites by chance? I know you didn't expect to pull them out.
It's not one I keep handy, but giving a short recess, I can find that.
Well, now before you go to that, now, Mr. DeBoost, do you have any idea what's going on here?
I, as a common man, do not comprehend the legalese that you guys are using together. I can look up statutes and case law myself, and considering that this is dealing with a common right to all people under granted to us in restriction of government entities for the people itself, I comprehend that I have my right to jury trial, which I think Mr. Patterson, in his brief support towards this and towards me, towards my right to a jury trial, although I do not fully comprehend the legalese that is going on within the association between Jared Regier and yourself, Phyllis K. Webster.
All right, well, Mr. DeBoost, the point is you do have the right to represent yourself, and you've told me you want to represent yourself, and I've asked Mr. Patterson to stand by, and you've already used him here for this purpose. So here's the thing, Mr. DeBoost. No, let me talk now, Mr. DeBoost. Here's the thing. If you're going to represent yourself, you need to be able to make your own arguments. You need to be able to cite your own law. And if you cannot do that, you have the right to legal assistance, which is why Mr. Patterson is here. And you've already this quickly run into a legal snag that he's made the argument for you. Does it not make sense to you? And do you not want to have his legal assistance to let him represent you?
I do not wish to be represented by an attorney whose duty first is to the courts and not to their clients. And if we're speaking on rights in regards to laws and statutes, the arrest made on me by Deputy K. Barriquet was an unlawful arrest.
All right.
For
Well, we're not going on
22-2401.
We're not going down that path right now, sir. Well, the issue is, so you do want a jury trial. Are you ready to proceed on Wednesday, Mr. DeBoost?
May I ask that there be an extension so that way I may fully research the procedures of the administrative criminal law?
All right, let's talk about sovereign citizens for a minute. You've got to respect their sheer audacity. I mean, where else do you see someone walk into court, totally clueless, everything at stake, and try to go toe-to-toe with a judge like they're about to get crowned Lawyer of the Year? It's almost impressive how deep their delusion runs. Are they just completely out of their depth? Are they brave? Or are they secretly playing 4D chess while the rest of us are stuck in a game of checkers? What if we're the ones missing the vote by not citing maritime law from some random GeoCities page? So what do you think, folks? Are they clueless clowns or secretly misunderstood geniuses? Place your bets. Let's dive back into the circus.
Procedure.
Although you are in an administrative court under the state of Kansas Corporation, correct?
I'm here in a criminal traffic trial, and I am not an administrative law judge. So here's what we're going to do. How much time do you want this continued for?
30 days or so seems to be a standard.
Well, my next available jury trial date would be October 2nd and 3rd. So
2024.
2024. So that's when I will continue this at your request to. I'll grant your continuance, but that's my next available date. And your pretrial will be September 30th, 2024. Do you have any objections to that?
No objections.
And Mr. Patterson, do you have any legal authority that suggests that I or that I reaffirm my oath for him? Do you have anything that says I should do that?
Judge, I'm afraid I've never researched that issue, never heard that issue.
All right. Well, same here. I do have my oath in front of me. Keep it handy, but I don't see the need to repeat that. It was good enough for the Supreme Court of Kansas.
Can we just take a moment to appreciate this judge? Seriously, more judges need to bring that kind of energy. The way she shut down this sovereign citizen was pure perfection, like watching a pro take out a fly with a sledgehammer. You just know this guy's soul was crushed when she turned to the attorney and dropped that reality bomb. Poof! There goes his $20 legal strategy, ripped apart right in front of him. And honestly, I'm here for it. This guy's looking at a year in prison and his big brain move, demanding the judge recite her oath like it's some kind of magic spell. Oh, and the cherry on top? He admits he doesn't know the law, yet decides to represent himself. That's like saying you can't swim but insisting you're the captain of the Titanic. Spoiler alert, you're sinking, my friend. And here's the real kicker. These sovereign citizens always think they're winning, even as the judge's gavel turns their arguments into dust. So, what's the verdict, folks? Did the judge handle this like a champ? Or is this guy secretly a legal genius who's about to win his case through sheer delusion? Let me know what you think in the comments. And if you love watching justice slam dunk nonsense, don't forget to like, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Catch you next time.